It's Tico Suave, Rogers, and Jason here. We're the Sunday Dinner Guys, and today we're making an easy peasy classic dessert.
Let's go bananas!
Banana.
Today we're making classic banana pudding, and we are using my maternal great-grandmother's recipe for custard. The great thing about this recipe is that it's a standard custard, which is very flexible. So if you want a vanilla custard, add vanilla extract. A chocolate custard, add chocolate cocoa powder. You want lemon curd, you can add lemon extract. But today, we're going vanilla and bananas.
Let's talk about those ingredients.
The great thing about this custard recipe is that it uses basic ingredients that you already have in your cupboard. Sugar, flour, eggs, butter, milk. And to that, we will add vanilla wafers and bananas to make our banana pudding.
Yum.
Let's get started.
Let's get started.
All right, to start, we're going to mix all of our dry ingredients together. We'll mix all of our wet ingredients together. Then we'll combine those in the pot and start stirring. So we have our sugar. And flour. Our eggs. With the shell in there.
I'm the sous chef today. This is always so delicious. When my mom made banana pudding, a lot of times we didn't wait for it to chill in the refrigerator. So she would serve it at room temperature, even warm sometimes.
So now that we have our dry ingredients combined and our wet ingredients combined, we're now going to combine the two. And once this is well combined, then we're going to pour it into our pot and we're going to stir it on a very, very low heat until it thickens up. The flour in it is actually what will thicken this part up. Now what we don't want to happen is that we don't want scrambled eggs. So we will start with a very cold pot. We will pour this in and then we will bring it up to temperature the whole time that we're stirring so that it doesn't stick, it's well combined, and it doesn't coagulate. Now to a cold pot, we're going to add our mixture.
If you have some clumps, it's going to be taken care of right here, right?
That's right. That's right. If it's clumpy, then we're going to give it a good solid whisk. And then my handy dandy assistant is going to turn my heat on.
All right, let's light your flame.
Ooh, I feel it. Yeah, there we go.
And that's going to be a pretty low heat. We're not trying
It is
to
a low heat. That's right.
fry the eggs.
Nope, we don't need to do that. We don't need scrambled.
How long does it take to start thickening?
Really, probably about, say, 10 minutes of constantly stirring. All right, so while I'm bringing this custard up to heat, we don't want it to a boiling point. We want it on still a very low simmer. Jason is going to slice all of the bananas. We want anywhere from like a quarter inch is fine. Yeah, a quarter inch is fine. Now, I'm perfectly okay with, the bananas over time turning black. That's what I grew up with. However, if that's not your thing, and that makes you go bananas, if you slice a lemon and you introduce a little bit of citric acid to the bananas, then it will stop that oxidation. There you go. Lemon will work, lime will work, and it won't change the flavor. It might brighten it a little bit, but it won't change the flavor of the banana or the pudding itself.
Your Nana's calling.
Hello? Yeah.
There?
Perfect.
I have never made this. You always make it.
I always make it. Yeah.
There's a few things that Rogers makes that I don't make. One is his meatloaf, this banana pudding. A lot of the Cajun things that we eat, he'll make because he's got that part in him.
And chicken fried steak.
Oh, his chicken fried steak is to die for. We'll have to do that at some point.
Yep. That we
That's
will.
perfect Texan food right there.
With a nice slab of mashed potatoes and banana pudding.
It's going to be enough.
Yep, 2 bananas is enough.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm at the point in the custard where I can feel the bottom firming up. My whisk is not dragging on the bottom of the pot as easily as it was when I first poured it in.
Oh, it is looking thicker.
And it's one of those where you think, oh, I'll just stand here and stir forever, and then all of a sudden, in a snap, it's ready to go. So this is a recipe that my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, loved. And so in lieu of a birthday cake every year for his birthday, he would ask my mom to make him my great-grandmother's banana pudding. Now, did he share? A little bit, but this was really all about him. And so we always had this. He was a Thanksgiving baby. And so we always had this around Thanksgiving time, and then always at Easter as well.
And I'm throwing some lemon juice in this so that the bananas will not turn brown. All right, your nanners are ready.
Thank you, sir. At this point in the, I'm feeling the sides thicken up as well. And I don't have to be vigorous on the whisking. We don't need it to cool down. We need it to come to temperature. Now here's a tip as well. We are doing vanilla, so I am going to be using vanilla extract, which is a wet ingredient. It'll go directly into the pot. If you wanted to do a chocolate or a vanilla or a lemon or orange custard, you would add it at that point. If you wanted to do a chocolate, being a dry ingredient, your cocoa powder would go in with all of your dry ingredients as well. Yeah, I really am feeling it now. It's getting a little harder to whisk. This will actually go into the fridge because I prefer my Nilla wafers to be really, really soft. So it's one of those that's best made the day before. And of course, I prefer it cold. All right. So at this point, we're going to take it off heat.
Lick the spoon.
All right. I need 2 pats of butter.
2 pats of butter in?
Yep. The butter is going to give us a very glossy surface, so it's very important. And it's nice and it's hot, so this is, yeah, that's good. Go ahead.
Another?
Yeah, no, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, no?
Yes.
Yes, no?
Yes. Yeah.
What you want?
And
What
we're
you
gonna-
want?
Yeah, and so this is going to give us a very glossy surface to the pudding. Makes it smooth as well. It smooths it out. And then what I need is 2 teaspoons of the vanilla extract.
All right.
Now this is a perpetual vanilla extract that we use. A friend of mine years ago, probably 12 years ago, gave this to me. And so anytime you have vanilla beans, you stick it in this jar. Go ahead, pour it in. One. And you use a neutral alcohol. I use vodka in here. If you want a smokier flavor, then you could also use bourbon.
Vanilla
All right.
vodka.
Oh yeah, smell that now.
There it is.
So our pudding is now done. What we need to do is we need to allow it to come to room temperature, so we're going to take it off the heat and let that happen. So I'm quite sure that in everyone's household there is a container that is dedicated to certain recipes. In my house, it is this Anchor Hocking hooded bowl. I know that it belonged to my grandmother, it was passed down to my mom, and then to me. This one is where we eat pea salad. We also do fruit salad, and today, banana pudding. So let's begin assembling. This is a large box of Nilla wafers, and I like to line the bottom with the Nilla wafers with the rounded sides on the bottom. From there, I go up the sides again with the rounded sides against the round edge of the bowl. And we're only going to go up one level and start then placing our bananas. So here's our bananas. You'll notice with the lemon juice or the citric acid, they haven't turned completely brown. And from here, I'm going to layer one banana on top of each one of the Nilla wafers on the bottom. Now my assistant is going to take a spoonful or two of our custard and pour that over our bottom rim. There you go. Looks like it'll probably be about
3 or 4?
3, yeah.
Oh, that looks so good.
Yep, that's perfect. Go ahead and
Spread it.
yeah, spread that part out. We want that custard to get in all the little nooks and crannies between the cookies. Perfect, perfect. All right, back to cookies. All right, so now I'm flipping the cookies in the other direction and just laying them in the custard all the way around and through the center. All right, back to bananas. So again, I'm layering one banana on the top of each cookie. One in the center. There we go. All right.
More of this.
More of the pudding. And do the same thing, about 3, and we'll level it out. Go all the way to the edges this time. All right. And then back to cookies.
Back to the cookies.
Yeah. Now that I have a good solid couple of layers, I'm going to go back along the edges. This forming somewhat of like a crust, if you will. And these cookies will peek up over the pudding, the last layer of pudding and the few bananas that we have.
Pretty.
All right. And then back through the center. Got to pay the Jason tax on the cookies.
I love Nilla wafers.
All right. And then the remaining bananas, we're just going to place right on top. All right. And then all of the pudding that's remaining.
All that yummy goodness out of there.
Yeah. Okay. And let's give this a good spread over the top. Now, one of my favorite parts. All right. Tastes like memories.
Oh my gosh.
Back to cookies.
Back to cookies.
All right. With the remaining cookies, what I like to do is just do a real loose circle through the center.
A smiley face?
No, it'll be a full circle. One in the center, a pretty one. One in the center. And then with about 3 or 4 cookies, I'll crumble them up with my hands and sprinkle that over the top as well. It's a nice way of just kind of finishing it off.
Here comes Tico
Here comes
Suave.
Tico. He's thinking he's going to get a cookie tax, but
He is, but he's not.
he's not. Now that we have the whole thing assembled, we're going to cover it and we're going to stick it in the fridge overnight. It allows the cookies to soften and the whole thing to meld. It's been 24 hours and it's time to taste our dessert. Let's try.
Let's try. Thank you, Granny.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my gosh.
this is wonderful.
I'm not a huge sweets fan, but this shit is so good. Good food.
Great friends.
That's how we Sunday.